The Southern All-Star Super Series put on a show last night during the 2024 Winter Freeze at Screven Motor Speedway down there in Georgia. Garrett Smith took home the win. He was challenged all night by Brandon Overton, but he was able to hold him off in a late charging Pearson Williams. They had a really good duel in the very beginning of the race. Unfortunately, I felt like the race got chopped up a little bit because we had a bunch of cautions coming out a lot of times for cars in the back. So we really didn't get a good rhythm until about over halfway through the race when they finally were able to get a good green flag run, got into some caution, and that allowed Overton and Pearson Williams to really try and challenge there at the end for the lead, made for a great finish. While we did get some really good racing for the lead, there was also a lot of good racing happening in the middle of the pack. We didn't really get to see a lot of it, obviously, because the racing was so good at the front, but we got to see Will Herrington do a massive run. He won the B main event, came from the rear of the field, moved up 13 spots, and eventually claimed a fifth place finish. And he was racing really hard. There's a reason why these late models have fenders, because he was definitely using it, and he was getting hit by some of his competitors out there too, but it made for an entertaining watch. But before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. So, as I said, they kind of started off a little bit slow. Obviously, 30-lap feature. And one lap in, we got a caution, so they had to re-rack the field. I actually really like what the Southern Southern All-Star Super Series does, is that instead of doing the traditional like Delaware double file restart where you have the leader kind of starting off on its own and then everyone else is double file afterwards, they actually do a traditional double file restart, and the leader just gets to pick which lane he wants to be in. So I really like that idea. I thought it made for some great restarts, and you really have to be on your ball with the restarts. And Garrett Smith caught Brandon Overton sleeping a couple of times. There was one where he got a huge jump, really helped him kind of solidify his lead and pull away from Overton. But as I mentioned before, we got some excellent racing kind of very early on between Garrett Smith and Brandon Overton. They were both like sliding each other almost every single corner. Let's take a look at some of this right here. You can see Overton is in that black 76, Garrett Smith in the blue 10, slides him, and then Overton with a huge run in the crossover, comes back down the backstretch to get him in, and then Garrett Smith goes back to the bottom and tries to go on the bottom there, and Overton's up on the top. Really kind of going back and forth here, hunting him down. It was some excellent racing. Huge run there for Garrett Smith coming on the backstretch. So, and then there goes the slide job into 3 and 4, and then Overton would come back with the crossover, and then unfortunately you see that car turning around, so caution would come out there for, I guess, I forget who that was. Made that caution come out there. It looks like they were running 4th or 5th, but obviously the caution come out, so we wouldn't get to see this slide job back and forth continue. But that was unfortunate. But Garrett Smith would eventually take control of the race, lead for the most of it after a restart, and he would kind of pull away from Overton. But with about 12 laps to go, things started heating up. You can see Will Herrington here. He's in the white car on the left of your screen right here, and he would really make a run. I guess this is kind of, they're racing for 5th, I guess, around here, 4th or 5th. I think you can see Garrett Smith up there in the blue car. Overton is right here. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess he's in 6. So they're really racing there for like 3rd. And it was really exciting. You really see them kind of use their fenders here. So let's take a look at some of the rough racing, exciting racing that Will Herrington was giving us. So you can see here, he's bottom feeding. He gets both of them going there to turn 1 and 2, does the slide job, kind of pulls up, makes them both check up. He gets a little bit squirrely, has to go back up, and then finally get back on. But it was fun, entertaining racing. I mean, look at this. They're racing 3, 4 wide going into these corners. Look at banging each other, moving them up the track, using those fenders, but not wrecking. Look at that, three wide right there. I mean, it was just excellent racing all around. You cannot help but love this stuff. It was fantastic. And then here's the end. With about 2 laps to go, you can see Garrett Smith here in the blue car, and then you had Overton right here, right behind him, and then Pearson Williams is here in 3rd, and it made for an exciting finish because Pearson Williams was really turning up the wick, closed in on both of them. Unfortunately, was not able to really do anything about it. Wasn't able to get around them, but it was exciting. So let's take a look here at these last 2 laps. You can see Overton had actually closed in on Garrett Smith as well. So here they go, trying to diamond that corner, get that huge run off the top. I really like the way this track is set up, that you can kind of really shoot down the hill. It makes it really exciting. And you see Pearson Williams really trying to do everything he could there. Unfortunately, overdrove it a little bit and cost him there in 3 and 4, so he kind of fell behind. But Garrett Smith taking home the checker flag, and Brandon Overton coming in second. Here is the full results from last night. Garrett Smith obviously in first. Brandon Overton finished second. Pearson Williams third. Ray Cook finished in fourth. Will Herrington in fifth. Again, and you can see the differential here, 13. He went up plus 13. He wasn't the only one to go plus 13. You have Bo Slay down here. He finished in 11th, up 13 spots as well. Ross Bales also had a really good run, up 8 spots, finished in 6th. Peyton Freeman in 7th. David McCoy 8th. Carson Ferguson was in 9th. And then Dalton Cook, he definitely faded, fell 6 spots, ended up finishing in 10th, though, so still got a top 10. So really exciting stuff down there in Georgia for the first race of the Southern All-Star Series. And they're racing again tonight. Can't wait to see what kind of show they put on tonight, if they can match what they did last night, because it was excellent. Let me know what you guys thought of the first race of the season for the Southern All-Star Super Series. Let me know in the comments below.